Hey, what is going on, you dead set legends, and welcome to another live, the number one interactive podcast in the world. I'm your host, the Aussie Arm Wrestler. It's been a big weekend, and then we've got another big weekend coming up. So we're going to talk everything and anything that is going on. I hope everything's going well. I've been watching the basketball all morning and watching my team get flogged. Absolutely flogged. And we lost in Game 7. I'm a Sacramento Kings fan, and our first playoff series ended in shambles. Steph Curry dropping like 50. So we're going to talk about anything and everything. I want to review the Monster Factory. Maybe we'll talk a little bit about Tyson Bagent, Travis the Son, getting signed to the Chicago Bears. Then we've also got Lachlan Adair and Mataya Warangi. Hedda Morris taking, they're going a rematch for number one in Oceania. Lachlan is the champion there, so that'll be good. I'll be there live, so that'll be good. And then, of course, East versus West is this weekend. Hope you've all bought your pay-per-view because it bloody... you don't want to be caught in the riff where it takes forever. You know what happens. It takes forever. But yeah, I've got a poll at the moment. Give us your honest reviews. If you want to dunk on him, let's do it a bit on the Monster Factory, because I know some people are just going to call it crap because they don't like Michael Todd. But if you are, just take it a little bit easy in the comments section. But first off, I just want to hear a ready bang and how your weekend was. I quite enjoyed the Monster Factory. I mean, there's bits and pieces of every event that we can improve on, but that's just me. I've also got to take in my current situation at home. Don't worry, everything's fine. But man, I was going live, and it's going to be a big week here. So who is in the chat? The dangerous one is in the chat, as well as my manager, Phil Woody UK. Geez, we're having a bit of a laugh with Phil. He's there at the Monster Factory now. Hope you're doing well, Phil. S2P, the ready bang. Dominic Lorenz, morning. Oh, Bing Bong Bo's in the chat. How you going, Bing Bong Bo? Dizzy busy? Says ready bang. Levan's a kidney has jumped in, says needs better auto. All the green color is a bit in the face, but can't complain for a free event. Yeah, but like everyone has their colored theme. Like King of the Table is very dark. East versus West is very red. They have a tinge of yellow. But, you know, the green's not for everyone. I do get it. Ready bang. Ring and pulse early, Jake Biden. Absolutely. Sound Sabers in there. Ready bang. Ready chitty chitty. Bang bang, says the Drew 24. Engen's forehead taco. What up? Tasmanauts in the chat. Have fun, you guys, going for a walk. Awesome.
Have a great show.
Thank you. It's my beautiful wife, my beautiful baby, my beautiful puppy. You will not find a happier bloke on earth than this guy right here. Monster Factory was all right. Booking exciting matches that led to wars. I hate that term, wars. I hate it. And good viewing is hard. You can't expect too much for a free event. They had some good matches, though. Of course, Dustin Hyatt and Roman Gromov was match of the night. Dan Mosier and Brent Rakers had a good first round. But, yeah, sometimes when there's a lot of 3-0s, it happens at East versus West, a lot of 3-0s, 3-0s, 3-0s. Same thing happened at Monster Factory. But main event, you know, domination from Pavlo on both arms. He's a star. Tyson, sent to my hometown, Chicago. Maybe it could be the reincarnation of Jordan for the NFL, says Rufus. Monster Factory athletes have the best looking t-shirts. I do rate it. I absolutely rate it, GB. Their shirts look cool. Captain, what? Wolf in the chat. I'm used to seeing Ready Fangs. I thought it was someone else. Reshi fans. Hey now, Aussie, Ready Bang Legends. Dan was hoping your Kings would take out the Warriors. So would I. When Steph Curry drops 50, you just can't stop it. Roy Baker in the chat. Robert Goulds getting home safely. Had a great time. Looked like a lot of fun. Looked like a lot of fun being there. Definitely looked like a lot of fun. Yeah, I sent the money. Also, if you can, go thank their sponsors. Go thank their sponsors. Send them an email, comment on one of their social media pages. What's crack? A lackin', young lads. What's happening there? Roy Baker says, just think Ozzy could have waited until after the draft. No way. Like, monetary-wise, I made a killing. The draft was fun hanging out with you guys. Jeremiah was happy with the alternate commentary last night. I didn't hear it. I didn't hear the commentator. I know that their audio wasn't great, but we'll get to all that in a moment. Monster Factory was decent. Just Mike and Rebecca need to do something about those tiny headsets. Good event though, definitely a good event. Yeah, because Michael, like myself, has got a projecting voice. So when a microphone is so close, it's very distorting, and they're just little things. Pablo the Durbinator. We've got, not going to lie, looking forward to East versus West so I can watch an event at a UK-friendly time. Enjoyed Monster Factory. They just need to sort the mics out. The first Monster Factory, they were fine. Yeah. Oh, look, East versus West isn't it an Australian-friendly time? Yeah. For me, for East versus West will be at like 2 a.m., 3 a.m. Bajan didn't get drafted, but immediately when the draft was over, he was signed by the Chicago Bears. Yeah, so yeah, getting into the Monster Factory, 12 matches. We saw Dustin Hyatt's stocks skyrocket through. Production-wise, I was enjoying it. They had the good camera on the wrong part. So they had a really schmick camera on the commentators, and then I don't know if it was a different camera on the athletes. But still, it didn't like bother me. But you could just tell the difference. And that's the only reason why I noticed it. But yeah, the transitions look good. Got back and forth. I probably would have had more on the athletes myself, and that's funny enough coming from a commentator. I would have kept the commentator talking. I did have a laugh though. I don't know what the sound was like, but it was on the athletes, and then the camera went back to the commentators, and they weren't saying anything. They were just all looking. So something intriguing was going on. So I found that funny, but that's just little things. There's an art form to commentating things. Like there's an art form to doing podcasts. There's an art form to pooling, But production-wise, everything was clear. Stream was great. There was no hiccups or anything unless a button was touched. Like I saw a mouse cursor at one stage during it. But I rated it. I thought Robert Kelly did a very good job there at Red Lightning, a big event to hold on to, which was really good. It looks like everyone enjoyed themselves. For me, there's just something about, well, I guess, yeah, it's a really hard thing. So like I'm big on atmosphere. So I need my crowd losing their shit. But that's just me. I know a lot of people just love The guys just sitting there. Because the thing was, when you go, like, the crowd, I'm sure, were cheering. Once again, I didn't have any audio, so I'm sure the crowd were cheering. But then when the match was over and you go back to the guys, they're going back to what they were doing because the match is over, where I need to see the crowd going, oh my God, and things like that. Some dominant performances. Craig Tullier just came out with a bang and won 5-0. Won every which way against Eduardo Tiete. So well done to Craig Tullier. He's just there and thereabouts. He is up and about. Then we had Bob Brown dominated. He was really good. That was a relatively good match. Yeah, production was good, looked good. I liked the Monster Factory. I like the way it's presented. You know what I mean? It's free as well. I think they got over 2,000 people. I was hoping for more, but you're always hoping for more in a chat. You're always hoping for more. So the athletes appear to be loving being at the Monster Factory. So means they're being looked after, which is something I love. I love hearing. Everyone's like, oh, man, Monster Factory was sick, which is really good. The people there, everyone I've spoke to that was there really enjoyed it. Yeah. So Steve Lodgson was impressive, beating John Terry in both hands. We had a prelim match on the undercard, and that went a bit pear-shaped with Jody Williams and Daniel Worley. Craig Tullier, super impressive. Bob Brown, super impressive. Brent Ruckers, madness. So Brent Ruckers, I think, will take on Craig Tullier at the next one, and Craig Tullier was impressive. Dustin Hyatt's the 170 champion. Let's get to some of the comments. What you guys said. I thought it was great. I prefer keeping track of my feces, Atlantis. What are you talking? What are you talking about, Atlantis? Are you talking with us? I'm not too sure. Kazi says something was missing. Robert Gould, streaming difficult to say if he. Oh, we're talking about Tyson Bagent there. Random new fan comment. They need to have pressure sensors in the elbow pad, so an extra data point, and you can have evidence for when someone is off the pad. I don't know. Relying on technology sucks. You just have a glitch, and then suddenly people are getting elbow fouls for not getting. Nah, just leave it to the refs. Just leave it to the refs. Carbon up. Get some good food into you. Well, you're at Carl's Jr., so that's not really good food. It's nice food. We got a Carl's Jr. here. Too quiet. Guessing a lot of tension and anxiety. Need to bring in a few outsiders with a few bevies in them to make a little noise. Other than that, can't complain. I'm definitely not complaining. But yeah, I'm an atmospheric type guy. I know a lot of elite athletes don't like anyone near the table, and they do like it relatively quiet. I'm not saying this happened at the Monster Factory, but yeah, like I go to stadiums with 80,000 people in it, watching Aussie rules footy. I go to the basketball and they're cheering all the time, 25,000 people. So I grew up in that environment. In the wrestling, you see the Hulkster, he hulks up and the crowd are losing their shit. WAL, paid crowd or not, that's my style. So, and you need them to set the tone. Arm Gods did it really well. In January. It got much better at King of the Table because they've had some non-crowd things. But yeah, what did you guys think of like production? I thought clear cut, transitions were fine, no glitches in the stream, all went according to plan. So that's a big, massive, fat thumbs up. I'll put them both together, so it's a big, fat thumbs up. Oh, okay. Yeah. See, when I read the comments, if there's no context, I forget where it's where it's at. Robert Kelly's in there. We're just talking about your stream. What happened with the mouse clicker, mate? I thought you did a great job. What program did you use? Very interested to know that, but that's just me being here. I thought the transitions went well. Robert, quick question for you. What were the two cameras the same? Because I was saying earlier, not sure if you got it, the camera that was on the commentators was much more crisp and clear than the one on the athletes. Now, it didn't matter because the camera that was on the athletes was good, but you could tell the difference. And that's just a personal thing. My curiosity is the word that I'm after. But it looked like a lot of fun. We were just saying before, Robert, transitions were going really well. There was no glitch in the stream. I think Eduardo's last name was spelled wrong, but I could be wrong. Yeah, but it seemed to go really well. Jack Cobbin, a lot of the stream was looking at the commentators. Okay, well, yeah, well, I mean that's a really interesting one because you know Michael's got a lot to say. He's a world-class athlete. So then, if the camera's not on, if the camera's only on the referees in between rounds, I don't mind it going back to the commentators once in a while to break things up, especially if you're not looking at the athletes. Like a lot of the times, you know, the cameras go to the athletes, so then you can talk about it. But I didn't listen to the commentary. So yeah, so it's very difficult. It's very difficult if they're going back to, I always love the after-match interviews. Thought that was brilliant. But if you go back to the commentators and they're talking about what's happening on the table, then that's a bit difficult. But once again, I'm going off no audio. Too many 3-0, says Crazy Uncle Jim. Yeah, well, that was that happens at every event. That happens at every event. Like I know I bring it because I did the stats for it. It's around 68% of the East versus West matches are 3-0. You know, one of the three matches at King of the Table was a 6-0. You know, this is the risk that happens when you run super matches. You think it's a really good match, and then someone finds that lane, and they just go to the same lane all the time. Yes, there are a lot of 3-0s, but you know that's just competitive stuff. Richard Gen X is in the chat. Good evening, everyone. Hope you're doing well today. All in all, the free show was great and entertaining. And that's one thing we should really, really appreciate. They put on, you know, they've gone out, they've worked really hard in building their brand. They've got ripping sponsors to pay for the event. So, yeah, I'm there with you as well. Tony, I liked it. I really did. I enjoyed it. I think I'm invested in a few of the athletes though, and when you personally know some of the athletes, you get really invested in that. So I'm like, oh yes, I'm seeing them pull. Like I was devastated. My boy Tim Talmadge, you know, we all kind of knew Timmy was going to get pants 3-0. But like I've spent some time with Tim, got to know Tim, and he's a great guy. So I'm like, oh, you know, that's awesome. I'm seeing my boy back up on the stage, not just as a referee. You know, got a great relationship with Ron Barth, Pavlo Durbadenyev, you know, watching and talking to Artem here and there. So that was really good. So it's pretty awesome that Mr. and Mrs. Muggles are able to put on a show like that at their home. Absolutely. And I think things will get better. Oh, geez, I can bout out a tune. Hey, if you haven't already, hit that thumbs up. It was a great event, and they will get better over time. Thank you, Monster Factory. And what else have we got? Interesting. Same cameras. There you go. Thank you, Robert. Thank you, Robert. I thought you did a great job. Muscle Bike with a super chat. He says, ready bang. What up? Muscle Bike. Yeah, they definitely had some nice graphics. I was down with that, Daryl. That's for sure. I appreciate. I'm with you, STP. I appreciate. Oh no! Oh, Robert, that sucks. Audio mixer died 30 minutes before we went live. Oh, damn. That's all right. Hey, give a shout out to Robert Kelly. So Robert Kelly and Red Lightning Productions was the one that did the stream. So if everyone can give buddy my man Robert Kelly a big old ready bang, a big thumbs up. It was a good show. Loved it, says the crazy one. My man Lazy Hook. Kia ora. What's happening, my man? Rakers is in fine form, as is Craig Tuyo. Dizzy Busy. Might be worth thinking about having the crowd in the background of the matches, a la WAL Arm Gods, King of the Table. Only crowd shits when the camera was on the commentator's table. Right, Phil. Phil Woody was hilarious. We had a lot of fun. What else have we got? Pablo was awesome. But Z's guitar account, 70%. Oh, I think it's 68% are 3-0s. You know what I mean? Like, it makes you appreciate Ingen's ability to set up good matches. He's set up some, we've had some absolute bangers. Absolute bangers. But we've also had a lot of 3-0s. You know what I mean? So it is a hard task setting up super matches. I appreciate all the events, whether it's down low to the tippy top that's East versus Western King of the Table and everywhere in between. I appreciate it, but sometimes I think we get blinded. There's a lot of banger matches. But yes, I kind of know also what direction you're going in as well. Z's. He goes, yeah, I panicked, but got the sound back with some Southern engineering. Let's go, Robert. Champion. What else have we got? I hope you have a good day as well. Thank you very much, Alex. It is 8:57 a.m. here. Poor Ron Barth, he's washed up. Oh, Jonesy, you got to be kidding yourself, umpire. Not a chance. Not a chance. Really enjoyed Monster Factory. Watched the whole thing. Yeah, so did we. It was brilliant. What else have we got? Yeah, we all saw Phil sitting in the back. Genuine stud. So if we go through the matches, Stephen Lodgen was ultra impressive with his unorthodox pulling style. Rumour has it John Terrian was throwing up right before the event. Got a bit of food poisoning, so I hope you're feeling well, Savage. Maybe his guts are a bit savage. Maybe it was coming out both ends. Hey, savage ass, savage guts, but I hope you're feeling better, John. So that was good. What else did we have? Carl Stanley dominated a very big Sonny Gay. I didn't realise how massive Sonny Gay is. He's a big dude. So that's a big win from Carl Stanley. You'll probably see more of Carl Stanley. What other matches? Let me get my let me get my thingo up. So let me get my thingo up. Let's just get the Viagra happening. So so Bob Brown came in that Kings move, dominated, looking absolutely stonk. Russ Schrader was dominant on the left arm to open up the show. So that'd be really good. Murtala Aslanov was just too much for Devon. That was the undercard. So it's good we had some undercard matches. Robbie Russell, keep an eye out on him. He looks like a star of the future. Brent Ruckers, after that awesome first round with Dan Mosier. Awesome first round. Gave us a bit of a shot of adrenaline. It was the EpiPen match. I loved it. And Rock and Rollers came in 3-0, got it done. Pavlo needed to get Artem's match done, so Pavlo became the 240 champion on the left. Craig Tullier just won 4-0, 5-0, 6-0, 10-0, 30-0. Yeah, very, very dominant. Clearly match of the night. 3-1, Dustin Hyatt over Roman Emperor, the Gromov, Rogro. And then was your main event. Oh, I thought it was a successful event. And why I think it was a successful event, I put a few things into perspective when I call something a successful event. Stream was good. No pullers got injured. We saw some outstanding performances. So you know what I mean? Like everyone's going to keep an eye on Robbie Russell. Everyone's going to keep an eye on Dustin Hyatt. Everyone's intrigued what Craig Tullier can do because he had the loss at East versus West, but he's just come back with a bang. So very interested in that. We saw how dominant Pavlo Durbadenyev is, so he's there ready for that next level jump. So I call things like that a success. We had championship matches, which is always great at any event. The stream, did I say the stream? The stream didn't stuff up. Fun graphics, people's super chats were read out. Yeah, I thought there was some brilliant stuff. Sorry, was it my wife that just messaged me? Oh, sorry. No, it wasn't. Anyway, let's get back to it. So yeah, so what say you? What about you guys? Let's get into it. I've missed a lot of watch the whole stream. Was great. Yeah, beautiful. What do we got? Okay, let's go back to the comments. Death of what do we got? More than half of the people I haven't given a thumbs up yet. Yeah, sushi is bad. See Tyrion on the hot sauce. What else do we got? Robbie looked huge. It was good to see John Terrian. Felt like we knew him better thanks to his Arm Wars appearance. That's what I mean. So, yeah, that was good. Mosier was far from ready, had wrist surgery, and was looking flat compared to his usual swollenness. James Clark's home, which is good. Did you enjoy it, James? Did you enjoy the Monster Factory? Paul Robert Gould's at the airport. What up, Silky of the Wilkiest? What is happening there? Okay. So it'll be interesting to see where the matches go forward. We're obviously going to get Craig Tullier and Brett Rockers. There was another reason why I thought it was a success. You know, it's like everyone's keeping an eye on Brett Rockers. So they're getting people more clout on their name. So, like, obviously, people in the US know that they're great pullers, so they're just giving them more exposure there. So, yeah, I'm giving it a big, massive success for the Monster Factory. And then didn't have to pay a dime, which is good. Yo, everybody in and out of the room. Getting my kid ready. Hope you're all great. Jake, you legend. Joe Nielsen. Joe Nelson. What's happening, my man? Haven't seen you since your awesome effort at the 25-hour podcast. Ready, bang, y'all. Tall Paul Hutchins Jr. Big love from Scotland. David Moran, what up? There you going. So then we roll on. We had that. Can't wait for Monster Factory 5, which I think's in September, and Monster Factory 6, which is in December. Now, I was reading that the CDC have changed their rules, and they don't want purebloods in the United States. So fingers crossed the government just go, yeah, we're not approving that, and then I can come to the US real soon. Then this weekend, so Friday night my time, which will be Friday morning your guys' time, you'll see Lachlan Adair versus Big Mate. We're going to be at a Celtic festival. The match is being held in a pub. I'll be there calling the action. It's going to be great. It's going to be live, and it's going to be brilliant. We're going to be up and about. Yeah, to get into America. I'm not allowed in, guys. So, yeah, I got sent it yesterday. We were talking about it during the stream yesterday. Dumb. So, yeah, so then, of course, we've got East versus West. Now, tomorrow we'll do our official predictions. And then hopefully at some stage this week I can get Mrs. Aussie Arm Wrestler on the show, because I'll be traveling all day Friday, my time, so Thursday night, your time. So hopefully Tuesday night or Wednesday night, I can get her on the show, and we'll go through the predictions. Uncle John and I will go through our predictions tomorrow. Then we've got so East versus West is coming. It's very... It's very interesting, this East versus West card. 12 matches. So get comfy. We're in for a 5-hour show. If I can just say one thing, buy your pay-per-view now. Buy it now. Don't wait until the day, because it's going to be log jammed. And then you're just like, I can't get on the site. So get on there, buy the pay-per-view, and get started. It's quite interesting. This is no disrespect to any of the other athletes, but would anyone know East versus West was on if it wasn't for Devon and Gennady? They have been dominating on all the socials. They even had a battle on TikTok. They even had a bit of fun on TikTok. Now, yes, Engen's had all the athletes on his podcast, and we've had one podcast, and Engen's doing everything he can to ensure it's promoted and sells pay-per-views, which is what you want. But I haven't seen much from the athletes. The odd shared story on Instagram, but if you don't go on Instagram for the day, you'll miss it. I know a lot of the athletes don't even enjoy like doing all that jargon, and that's fine. So, I think I just wanted from all my athletes talking all the time about the event. You get the odd share on Facebook, but that's okay. We're going to go through it, and I think there's going to be some cracker matches. What do you guys think at East versus West would be the match of the night? Now, I know a lot of the answers will be Kitagali Ongabaya versus Irakli Zarakashvili. I know that will be a lot of the answers, but is there anything else in there? Do you think there'll be anything else that will just get the juices flowing, get the goosebumps happening, get the balls tingling? Who knows? What else have we got? You have to press... Wait, are you talking about this podcast or Monster Factory for subtitle options? I don't... You have to press subtitles, not me. If it's for this... You have to press like CC, because there's customization. There's nothing I can do. I'm going to double check. No. It's on your end. If you press close captions. Automatic chapters, feature places, tags. Here we go. Language and caption certification. Here we go. Select your stream's language. And if, all right, so if I select language and I select Australia, well, my language is English. Let's go English United Kingdom. Oh, that's weird. What's this button do? This is very interesting. Not applicable. Let's get that one. What does this one do? Go to subtitles. Oh, it's taking me to select language. Wow. This is hilarious. I've never known this. Let's go to that one. Confirm. Subtitles. Add. No. I'm not typing them manually. Nah, we're out of here. Let's get back to it. I tried, but it wants me to type them in manually. But that is something I can try and look into. Because usually on any other video I watch, I just press closed captions. What do you guys do? Already purchased it. That's what we want to hear. Overlaps with the Kentucky Derby card. There you go. What else have we got? Have any live commentators been given permission to cover the event? We don't need permission. I know the last time he just said go and do it because Devon and Donna Drees were like, yeah, these guys are promoting and things like that. But yeah, there's so much behind the scenes stuff. Yeah, it's just another can of worms that we're not going to get into. What else have we got? Crazy Uncle Jim, it's not us. America's not letting me in. You can come here. I'm not allowed to go to America. Pauline versus Sasho is going to steal the show. Rivas versus Dave could be a banger. RVJ Zurab could steal the show. What else have we got? Unpopular RVJ beats Zurab. There you go. That's an interesting one. What's this one here? East versus Western Kingdoms can't collect super chats, but Monster Factory can. Yeah, but East versus West collect pay-per-view sales. Does a Bosom Monster Michael talk about super chats during the event going elsewhere? What do you mean super chats going to the event going elsewhere? So can't collect super chats, but Monster Factory can. Yeah, because they don't go live on YouTube. They do a pay-per-view system. So can you explain that one a bit more? But anyway, let's talk about the fun matches that are going to be happening this weekend. I need to find... let me just find the lineup. I mean, Pauline versus Sasha, everyone's up and about for Pauline versus Sasha. One, because Pauline is a great dude. I'm very excited to see Sasha back on the table. Because Sasha is just incredible. Okay. Here it is. Look at that pin there. Thanks, guys. So matches I'm looking forward to. So seeing this, is it Barcho Saganishvili We got another Saganishvili on the card against Adam Wawrinski. I think that's cool. I like that one. What are some other ones I'm really interested in? Vitaly Laletin and Tobias Sperong. Two beers Sperong. I'm really interested in that. That'll be a banger match for sure. Paul Lynn, right arm middleweight title. Paul's defending it. That'll be great. Of course, everyone's up and about for Donati. Devin versus Gennady. That'll be exciting. Fireworks. Everyone's up and about for the championship match, the light heavyweight title, Kitagali and Irakli. Everyone knows Dave and I get along. So Dave versus Rivas. The big bulls go at it. So they got 12 matches. 12 matches. All have potential to steal the show. Not really, but a lot of them do. The athletes themselves I'm most excited to see on the table. RVJ coming back. I mean, absolutely. Ironic. Hey, actually, I think this is a fun fact. The last time we saw RVJ and Sasho on the table was against each other. That's correct, isn't it? Am I correct? RVJ put Sasho at reality check, Arm Wars reality check. And now they're both on the same card in their comeback match. I know Sasho pulled at that Malta event shortly after and then got an injury. Yeah. Okay, what else have we got? What else have we got? Everyone's in the chat. Yeah, talking about the matches that we want. How much do we wish for Sasho versus RVJ after pools? Meh. I don't know. Actually, yeah, that was something I think that will buffer me for a very, very long time. That in our sport of arm wrestling, that super matches and tournaments, like people are more excited as the after pool sessions. So, like when I play basketball, I don't think, I mean, everyone would probably get excited if guys went one-on-one. But I was excited about the game today. I wasn't excited about Steph Curry having a shoot-around, although he looked like he was having a shoot-around against the Kings. Yeah, and a lot of the elites don't really do the after pools anymore. One, they don't want to get injured. Two, everyone gets their camera out. So it'll be interesting. To see. Morozov will be there. Levan will be at East versus West as special guest. So I wonder if Devin calls any of them out if he wins. I doubt it because I think Dennis is next in line, so he'll make some comments about Dennis. What else do we like? 1, 2, 3 title matches. Always love title matches, so that's great for the card. Speaking to Tobias Sperong, he's really focused, really ready. Last time I saw Vitaly on social media, he was buying giant knives. But I think he's ready to sharpen his own left arm knife to get that going. Good to see Tobias back on the table. Last time we saw Vitaly in that right arm banger. He's been doing all those tournaments. So he's very competitive. Arif Artem and Georgi Zeranov. I think Arif Artem, everyone's named Artem, wins that quite easy, quite convincingly. I'll be interested to see what this Barcho Saganishvili is like. Are they at the same weight? Because last time Adam was at East versus West, they were at a different weight. So that'll be interesting to see how it goes. But yeah, let's say you guys in the chat because you guys are the best. What else have we got? Neil versus Engen after Paul. I wonder because like Engen's getting ready for a comeback match and they're just very good friends. I know a lot of them, if they were just in a room by themselves without cameras, then they would just go, you know what? It's not gonna happen. That's not gonna, there would be a lot more after pulling if there was no cameras around. But yeah, I think the event just looks mega. I think it's going to be great. So many good events coming up. We've got two arm wrestling events this weekend. Well, Friday. That counts as the weekend. We all think Friday's a bloody weekend. It's Friday night my time. So yeah, literally I got to fly 3 hours on a plane. Then someone picks me up to drive 4 hours to this pub. It's going to be great. Oleg's pulling Minigus Tarasides. So it's always interesting to have Minigus, Z. It's always good to have Minigus on the card. So just trying to think. Man, when was the last time so many amazing events happened? Because then June's a massive event. July's got AWE, Arizona State. Oh, I'm trying to think. What you need to do is only get up and about Zadie's first birthday. She was 11 months yesterday. She was 11 months yesterday, so that's brilliant. But yeah, I think we're in for a good time. So I'll do a poll. So what did everyone think of Monster Factory? Let's have a look. 57% said it was good. 36 great. 7% OMG. So if I go to this one, start a poll. Who wins? And we'll do this tomorrow as well. East, West, or a draw? Because I think there's, if I count them, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So there's 8 East versus West matches. 11 super matches, but 8 of them are East versus West. So get your votes in. So will it be East? Will it be West? Or will it be a draw? So I think it'll be 1, 2. And I hope I'm wrong. But I think East by a lot. I think. Let me double check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah. So 8 East versus West matches. 3 of them are title matches. Yeah, I can't wait for the Pauline Sasha Andreev match. Oh, baby. It's going to be a very tough task for Paul Lin. Paul loves it. He loves a challenge. But I just think the way Rustam was pulling, he was very strong and he was up 2-0. Doesn't mean he was going to win, but he was up 2-0 against Paul Lin. And Paul's not dumb. He knows where he needs to train. He's very intelligent. But I think Sasha would just be that little bit awkward for him. So I was just straight hook pulling with Rustam and Paul. But this one here, hook on hook pulling, it's going to be insane. Absolutely insane. So what does everyone say? Let me just have a bit of play around. All righty. Thanks, Jake. Hope Oleg takes it. AWE, happy birthday. He's talking. Happy birthday for Zadie next month. Wait a sec. Devon, Gennady, and Aussie are all same zodiac. What do you mean? What do you mean? SG Records, my man. What do you mean, mate? Devon, Gennady, and Aussie are all same zodiac. I'm a little confused. Explain yourself. Thank you very much, White Wolf, you dead set legend. Love you guys so much. Jake, I feel that arm wrestling could get to the next level if the pin pad was attached to a water dunk tank, with the pullers' wives or mothers sitting side by side in dueling dunk takes. I'm open to chat on the rules. Okay. My wife would love it. My wife would love it. She kind of would hope that, that I would lose. She'd love to get dunked in the tank, I reckon. That'd be very interesting. Let's get in there. We'll get back to that. Oh no, so my daughter's birthday, Zadie, not Zodiac. My daughter's birthday is May 30th. No, my birthday's December. I just sneak in as a Sagittarius. Oh, if it's a beer, then I'm going to be sitting in the tank for someone else so I can get in there. Tim Talmadge, you shut your mouth when you're talking to me. You didn't disappoint us at all. You went from big, you took on a big, massive lion. You didn't disappoint. So you shut your mouth. You're a good dude, good puller. Can't wait to see your next match. Well, your next match is soon, isn't it? You're pulling at Corey Miller's event. When's your next match, Tim? And White Wolf, you can sit on the dunk take with my super matches in 19 days. I've got to put up my members video. I've got to do a bit of work today. Bloody hell, I've got my members video to put up. I've got to do some voiceover work. I've got to make a video for the other channel. Mate, we are rocking and rolling. But yeah, all right, White Wolf, we'll take it in turns. We'll go round for round. So I'll do round 1. You sit in the dunk tank. You do round 2. I'll sit in the dunk tank. We're on here. White Wolf's got it sorted. Spermies, what's going on? July 29th. Who are you pulling, Tim? Who are you pulling, Tim? Let me know. So that'd be good. So yeah, so the Paul Lynn Sasho match. If you take out Paul's personality aside, Paul's traps out of it, do you really think Paul's got a chance? Now, this is something I'm asking you guys. Do you really think that Paul has a chance? Oh, you're taking on Roger Cunningham. Wow, that'd be a good match. That'd be a really good match. What's the polls saying at the moment? 55% are saying the West are going to win. 16% saying a draw. 29% saying the East. Nikolai reckons it'll be a draw. 4-4. Well, make sure you get my predictions tomorrow. I'm going to write down mine and Uncle John's, and I'm going to put a bet on for him. I might put my hair up. Oh no, but he won't be able to watch it live. He'll be at provincials. Yeah, see, Tim. I'm number 7 right arm in North America. He's number 3. There you go. Very interesting take. Very interesting take. Yeah. So then, what other matches were you hoping to see at this East versus West on the weekend? If you could add one more match to East versus West, what would it be? If you could add one more, what would the match be? I hope Cody Merritt puts up a big match against Moratov. Moratov's ridiculous. Hey, Rebecca. Yeah, I think for about the first 30 minutes we're covering the event. You're more than welcome to jump on. If you want to have a quick chat about it, you are more than welcome to jump on, Rebecca. Just if you want me to send you the link and you want to have a bit of a chat about it, just let me know, Rebecca. But sent you the message. Congratulations. We had Robert Kelly in the chat. He was answering a couple of my production questions. So, yeah, let me know, Mrs. Michael Todd. Get in there. So, yeah, everyone's saying some nice things to Mrs. Monster. Jake, it's looking good that I may be at Arm Gods Canada. That's awesome. So a Saskatchewan bottle of rye for you if I make it. Wow. That would be cool. That would be very cool. A bottle of rye. Yum. I don't even know what a bottle of rye is. Saskatchewan bottle of rye. Mate, it's brilliant. I'll have a drink with you. Yeah, so that'd be good. So I'm allowed to go to Canada. I wish I could go. Yeah, so hopefully soon I can go to a Monster Factory, but they dropped the rules on me. Bloody bastards. So what do people think? If there's another East versus West match, but it's got to be East versus West. It's got to be East versus West. You gotta let me know, guys. You gotta let me know. Send me the link. Warning, I'm a hot mess right now. I am sending you the event, the link, Mrs. Todd. All right, I've sent you the link on Facebook. I sent you the link on Facebook. You know what to do. So there you go. If you just wait a minute, hopefully we have Mrs. Hot Mess. Paul Maiden versus Coach Ray. Oh, that's heavy versus light. Ray's strong. I've gripped up with them both. Paul Maiden is very strong. I don't like him. Nah, he's all right. I always have good banter with Paul. Some really good chats with Paul as well. And, of course, getting along with Ray. Always have a lot of time with Ray. Gripped up with both of them on the table. Ray made me look like $1 million on his video. But Mrs. Todd, we need to have East versus West here in North America to get the matches back on even playing field. Well, the thing is, well, I think with sponsors and travel and everything, I think it has to be in Turkey. Hope that they might have one in North America. Hello.
What's up?
Hey, look at you two tired beasts. How are you guys feeling?
Oh my gosh.
blessed, but absolutely worn out. We've had a house full. We still have Phil Woody here, and Sumo Daz. We have him here as well, and Artem.
Speaking of those two, if they're
Yeah.
not the two biggest posers on earth, every time, like it was like Phil was the one that changed the camera because he always gave like a every time that came to the commentators, Phil was just giving it, and then Daz would just suddenly roll up his shorts, and then there was a big quad flex for no reason whatsoever.
How
and she's
ridiculous!
like, "Oh, the camera's on."
Though.
Oh, they're amazing. I'd be flexing them. I wouldn't wear pants ever.
I'm so envious. I'm like, damn it, I need to start training my legs more.
Let me tell you about this morning. So this morning, Darren is staying in the RV, and I was out walking through my gardens with my dogs this morning, and he opens the door. The sun is shining down on him because it's a beautiful day here, and he's singing. I was like, what the hell is going on over there? And my dog Maya was like, who is that? Because it was almost godlike, him just standing there with the sun shining and singing. I was like, what are you doing? But no, they are fabulous. And Phil is single-handedly responsible for putting about 10 pounds on me.
Yeah, he's been feeding us breakfasts. And once a day starts off with a cheat meal, the whole day's a cheat day.
Yeah.
Just like
and Phil's just a great guy. I've spent time with Phil. I call him my manager. Just a great guy.
Man, I want to just make a little extra room for him and his wife, and they can just come stay.
Yeah.
They can live here. Yeah.
Absolutely. But as I said yesterday, congratulations on a successful event. I was telling people what I find to be a successful event. The streaming wasn't interrupted at all. So the transitions were smooth from the table back to you guys to the table. So that's always a success. No one got injured. We're talking about people we wouldn't really talk about. So like Robbie Russell, Dustin Hyatt, Brent Rockers, you guys are giving people extra clout and making them stars. So I thought that was a successful event. When you had title matches, and one of them was match of the night with Dustin and Roman. I thought that was
crazy. Was that?
I thought that was great. That was a really good match, and just like with any event, not every match can be an absolute banger, and some are 3-0 and some were easy matches, but that's just, it happens at every event. So yeah, I thought it was successful.
When you set up matches, obviously you want to set up good matches, right? So you try to match people. First off, you want to know who they want to pull. And sometimes that's the match. If we have somebody that's been here to the Monster Factory before, the first thing we ask them is, because we want to have them back, who do you want to pull? And sometimes they're reaching, sometimes they're punching up, and you can't fault them for that. And you want to give them that opportunity. And sometimes they surprise you. Let me tell you what, Dustin and Roman. So when we set that match up, it was originally set up for Monster Factory 3.
Yes.
And the problem was Roman ended up being sick. But when we set that match up, people were like, oh, you're crazy. Roman is going to kill him. And it might have turned out differently 5-6 months ago. It might have. But I think we saw last night, what a hell of a match, And so anytime we set something up and people are like, oh, like that's absolutely insane. They're going to be killed. They're going to be run over. They're going to be a mismatch. Even some of the ones that were 3-0 last night were still great matches because they were in it. And a match can be 3-0 and the difference may only be 5%. Like it's actually a lot closer than what you think. I was super impressed with Artem. I was super impressed. Did you see he stopped? Like he held Pablo that far from the pin pad.
Yeah.
I wouldn't expect him to
get a couple of stops.
Yeah, and he gave no crap about the safety of his arm. I had to turn around. I turned around completely in my seat, plugged my ears. It was like, oh, it was almost more than I could handle. But all the matches, Bob Brown showed out again. I mean, he went into that match scared. He actually
Oh,
was
okay.
scared, you guys, for real. Austin Wade made Bob Brown get into that gym and train his heart out. And he came prepared, and he was strong in the areas that he thought he was going to be weak in. Nobody thought that he was going to be another 3-0, but Bob Brown has not lost one round in the Monster Factory.
No, I was hoping Bob Brown would lose. We spoke about that beforehand, only because he beat my Aussie friend Kyle. But no, Bob was impressive. He really was. Yeah. He looks in incredible shape. He gets nice and comfortable in his King's move, and he just was. I thought Austin. It was really weird. Austin came in and he had something that could have worked against Bob, and then went against it. So I didn't think Austin pulled as smart as he could have, but that was more credit to Bob Brown than Austin's undoing. Yeah, so Bob Brown's becoming a name. Everyone's now like, and that's another thing where I find the event being successful, because a lot of the things, especially when I first started, people were like, well, who's Bob going to pull next? And that's what you kind of want. It's almost like a cliffhanger. Oh, wow, Monster Factory's what are we up to now? 5 in September. Well, who's Bob going to pull? And we know Brent Rockers and Craig Tullier are going to pull to have a shot at the title. And, is Dustin going to come back? So there are other things why I think it's a very successful event.
And the other thing that you said that really makes me happy is you called it a successful event, because it is getting people to talking about folks that they may not have been talking about previously. And that's what we want to do here. There are a lot of fantastic pullers in North America, worldwide. But right here in our home country, there's a lot of fantastic pullers that are not known. They just don't have the platform. So we want to be able to give them that platform. And we're totally fine. I've said it before. We are totally fine with people coming to the Monster Factory and it be a stepping stone to bigger things. King of the Table that we've seen people go to. Pavlo's gone there. Corey's gone there now. And to East versus West, Paul Lynn's gone. And now Brandon L. Seltzer's gone, going. So that's what we want to happen. And then of course we love that they come back to us, and pull again. So I just want to be able, and the thing is the card, like last night's card was 12, and that was not intended. It was intended to be 10 matches.
Yeah.
But things transpired to, Friday night match was missed because of planes and stuff like that. So it ended up being 12. If we could, there would be 20 matches, because we hate having to turn people down because a card gets full,
Yeah. Because it could be easily, you just be like, oh, Monster Factory 7, 50 matches over 7 days.
50 matches will start on Sunday, and the last match will run Saturday night,
Saturday,
No, I was talking about running 7 days.
Oh, yeah, I got you. That's right.
Running 7 days, 50 minutes. Yeah, you could easily do it. And everyone, from what I hear, Robert Gould was in the chat. Tim Talmadge is in the chat now. They're all saying that they just enjoy themselves there. Clearly, Phil Woody loves it because he flies from England whenever he can to a 10-year event. Ron, spoke to Ron. He enjoyed himself. So, and everyone, they don't just say, oh, I lost my match or I won my match. It's a big, long, oh my God, this was amazing. Thank you to the Todds, and Monster Factory was good. And
that's how we want people to feel when they walk away. We hate that there has to be a winner and a loser. I hate that part of it, but that's just a small part. That's just a small part of their experience here. What Michael's goal and his dream was, what he loves so much about arm wrestling, and what made him love arm wrestling, was the community, or the feeling of family. When you get together, it's just like some big family reunion, and we want them to feel that way when they come to an event. When you're in that room, whether you're one of the VIPs that supported your way into that room or you're one of the athletes, it's just a big family reunion where we're having a good time. And yeah, there's some great arm wrestling, and that's the way that we want people to feel when they're there. And so we love hearing that.
Like last minute weird things that happen. So during the event, we found out John Terrian maybe had some dodgy Chinese food and he was sort of Japanese food and he was throwing up a bit. Said he was throwing up before the match. And then Robert Kelly was just in the chat and he said his audio mixer died like 30 minutes before the event started. Were there any last minute scramblings that went on?
Well, Robert Kelly's audio mixer thing was actually about 2 hours before that it happened.
A bit of mayonnaise on the story there, Robert. Hey?
Well, it probably felt like 30, and maybe it happened again, and he just didn't tell me. But I looked at him. I was like, "Hey, can we go through a run through?" Because I like to go through a run through a couple of times just before we push play. And he's like, he looks at me with big buggy eyes, and he says, "Yeah, I'm having sound issues right now, so yeah, I gotta work on that." I'm like, "You do that? You work on that?" But what was so fabulous is the entire time from when he got here Friday morning until the event was over last night, he always reassured me, "I got this. You don't need to worry. I'm taking care of it." And so taking that part off my plate was the biggest relief to me. And then as far as did anything weird happen? No. I mean, other than Daniel Worley planned his flight for the wrong day, I mean, there was nothing. Everything I felt like went off without a hitch. It was great. Can you think of anything?
No, man, I thought it was awesome. For me, as long as Rebecca's happy, I'm happy. You know what I mean? Like I tell everyone who comes here, if you cause Rebecca stress, you are therefore causing me stress, and then we are no longer friends. You know, you have to stay away. But no, seriously, just making her happy, having her, and I thought the event was amazing. Like she said, everything she said about the family and camaraderie and all that stuff. It is a blessing for me when someone leaves my house and says, "This is the most fun I've ever had in an event," or "This is the best event I've ever been to." And it's not 2-year guys, it's 20, 40-year guys. They're telling me what an amazing time they had, because to me, it takes it back to what it was that I fell in love with. And that's the family feel, that atmosphere where we're just getting out there and we're doing what we love. And I think we're putting on a good show. I mean, people, give me their opinions of how we should make it better. And I don't fault them for that. But at the end of the day, I like how it is. I mean, I like what I'm doing. I like it here. I like the setup. I like the environment. There's not a competition. I'm not trying to be first west. I'm not trying to be king of the table. I'm just trying to do something that I want to do. And it seems to be the people that show up and are here like it. So.
Yeah, it appears there. And heaps of people saying thank you to you guys for the event, including the tipster. Says, "Hello, Aussie and Mrs. Monster. Many thanks to Michael and Rebecca for such a great event." Everyone's excellent event, Michael.
Really appreciate the support from all of the fans of arm wrestling, arm wrestlers. I mean, I've told you this off camera and on, is that when we had Monster Factory 1, we had no idea that we would be here planning Monster Factory 5. I had no idea.
Yeah.
It was just something fun that Michael wanted to do, and it had no idea that it was going to be something that has gone this well, and just feel blessed.
Yeah,
happy wife, happy life. I saw that.
Yeah, from SD Records, and that's fine, because like when the show started, I was like, okay, you commentators, there's Michael and Jason, your commentators, and I say there's Rebecca in the director's chair, there's Rebecca in the producer's chair. She's running the ship, and that makes sense what Michael was saying, because Michael's doing his thing, and yes, he might be the face of the event, but we all know how much it's a team effort that you guys do. So if you're running around making sure everyone feels amazing, then if someone causes you stress, I'd be pissed off as well if I was Michael.
Well, just let me explain to you how this works for Michael. So we did Michael and I did have a moment on Saturday. Was it Saturday or Friday? Friday. Saturday was great. Friday.
Yeah.
Friday when we're getting ready for prelims, because Friday is our dress rehearsal, preliminaries, that kind of thing, right? So we're getting ready for that, and I'm in my normal high stress moment. Had nothing to do with Robert Kelly or the production, anything like that. Just knowing everything that I needed to get done, which you need to have athletes sign releases. You need to make sure that athletes know the order that they're supposed to be walking up there. Make sure everyone knows at the commentating table the flow that things are supposed to be happening. Make sure the integrations are in place that are supposed to be played. And Michael just wants to chat with everybody.
Don't let her lie to you.
He's like, hey, talk to me for 27 minutes about, I don't know what my plans for the future are. And I'm like, Michael, we're on a schedule and we have to do things according to a time, and you are distracting my people. Stop it. And I'm like, what do you think you have to do? He goes, turn on the camera and just start talking. I know what I'm doing. Like, if that was everything that we had to do, if that was it.
Like, I don't need to run through this shit. It's arm wrestling. I'm going to talk about arm wrestling. This is easy.
Yeah.
He doesn't know.
What I picture when I picture 24 hours before the monster event, before the preliminaries, what I picture is your hair on fire, running around in circles, and Michael over there getting a manicure. That's what I'm picturing. It's all right, baby. It's all right, baby. We got it. It's arm wrestling's monster factory. We got it, baby. Michael, we got to do 10,000 things, and we've only got an hour to do it. Baby, I'm getting the manicure. I'm talking about arm wrestling. It's all right, baby. That's what I
over there measuring his biceps, something like that.
Oh, I think he broke the world record for flexes yesterday. Hey, Jason's in there. What did you think of that match? Eduardo versus Craig. Look how good my bicep looks. Look how good. Hey, look how good that looks.
I flexed like twice.
Yeah.
What the hell are you talking about? I need them dollars.
Robbie Russell's in the chat, one of your athletes, which is great. He says, truly enjoyed being there. Not much you could do to make it better for us coming in to compete and make us feel like a family. My wife and I had fun and are truly grateful for being invited out.
Oh, thank you, Robbie. Okay, so that's another
him right now.
That's another specimen of a dude. Oh my Lord.
He's
jacked. I didn't realize
great. That's how big his arm is.
Huge he was. Like, I didn't realize what a big guy he is. It's impressive.
I felt bad. I felt bad for Tim. I'm a huge Tim fan. Get along with Tim. We spent some time together. And then when Robbie got to the table, it was like one of those cartoon things where Tim kind of got to the table and he just kept looking up and up and up. Oh, hello, Robbie. Oh, you're massive. Hello, mate.
But on Tim's behalf, that was a match that he wanted. He wanted to step into the water to feel where he was, and he learned. He learned something last night that will make him better in the future. And I do realize, that people will make comments about that was a mismatch. That should not have been on the card. Whatever, whatever you want to say from your safe position at home, where you're not punching out, challenging yourself, whatever makes you sleep better at night. I guess you can do that, but I will never fault an athlete for swinging above where, I just won't. And I was super proud to have Tim on the card and to have Robbie accept that match and come and show us what he could do. And come and show us how huge he is.
Yeah.
I didn't know he's that big. Like, he's almost my height. He's thick. It's a big fella.
He is a big fella.
Genuine unit, and definitely keep an eye on him. Did Craig Touye win a special award for being the first Monster Factory athlete to win 5-0 in a first to 3?
How about Bob Brown? And they're friends, and he totally throws Craig under the bus. And if I would have been Eduardo, I'd have been like, can you please stop? Can you please stop? Don't make this man beat me again. But Craig was in total control.
He's very good.
I mean, it's no secret that they're close friends of ours, right? But because Craig is, I have never met another human that was so much like Michael that in my life, when they're talking, they sound like the same person. It's ridiculous. Just the way that they think about things, their drive, it sounds like the same person. And to see him come back to the Monster Factory that strong, because when he left after the last one, he was a little down. And then after East versus West, he was a little down. So to see him win in that fashion, a match that every person would have put money on was going to be a grinder. It was impressive. It was impressive.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought that was going to be like my match of the night. I was really looking forward to it. And then I was just like, wow. And then, I don't know, it's like Craig just stood over Eduardo with a gun and just kept shooting him. I'm like, bless you. I'm like, stop it, Craig. Eduardo's already dead. No, let's not go on a Hawkeye. It's 5-0. Stop hitting him.
Oh, you want to know a funny story? This is not about Craig, but it is about Bob Brown. And I thought about it because Bob Brown kind of does the same thing to Craig sometimes. So when it came to Bob Brown's match, and I'm telling this, I may not be supposed to, but I don't care because it's too good. I have to share it. Right.
Yeah.
So Luke Pulcher our ref, he's also friends with Bob, right? He tells Bob, Tim says you're going to lose. You're going to get run over.
Oh, that's funny.
3-0.
3-0.
You don't have a chance. He tells Bob Brown this. Well, Bob's like, he said, what? Kind of made Bob mad. Fired him up, and so he gets up there on the table and does what he does. And then he goes over to Tim. He goes, did you say I was going to lose 3-0? I was going to get run over. And Tim's like, no, dude, I even picked you to win. I scratched it on the thing. And he said, Luke said that you said I was going to lose. I was going to get killed. So Tim goes over to Luke. Luke, did you tell Bob that I said he was going to get killed? He goes, yep. He goes, I didn't say that. He goes, I know. Bob needed to hear it. I'll handle it later. And he just went on. He goes, I'll straighten it out later. Don't worry about it. But it pissed Bob off enough that he felt like he had something to prove. So maybe that gave him extra gasoline. Sorry, Austin. Yeah. But apparently it worked.
Yeah, sorry. This is so us.
Oh, that is us. Absolutely.
That's so funny.
Engens Foyer Tacos in the chat. And he says, thank you for the super chat. He says, Bob Brown is one of the most impressive people in arm wrestling. He's operating on one leg and beating beasts at an older age. It's unbelievable. It really is. I mean, how old is Bob Brown?
How old is he?
81?
57, 58, something 58. Like that. I don't know. He's older than me.
Did you say 81? Bob is one of my favorite arm wrestlers to watch too, because he's always going to make it exciting. Always, I just really enjoy watching him.
No, it was great. I was trying to keep it on analytics. So there was over, I think, 2,100 people there at one stage watching, which was great. I didn't see it really drop under, like once it was climbing. I can't even remember it dropping under 1,800 people watching. So that was great. Hopefully, we were really trying to get everyone to speak to Vitacell Biologics. I literally emailed them through the show and put I screen shared their website during my talking and things like that. So hopefully heaps of people just went and messaged them.
Our peak concurrent was just over 2,300, and that was prior to the Ron Bath Pavlo match, which it peaked even more. Than I haven't gone back because you have to wait almost 24 hours to get a good look at those analytics. But that's what I've seen so far, and so far it's beating all the numbers of Monster Factory 4. Of Monster Factory 3. It's beating the numbers. But I'll tell you what was interesting to me is the guys were really good about sharing their posters and talking about their matches, and they did a much better job of that than previous. Like, this group was really excited about where they were going, so they were getting the word out there more. And what was funny is seeing people in the chat saying, can you imagine if the Monster Factory got someone like John Brezink or Corey West there. And I was like, it was Monster Factory 2, but that's
Yeah.
okay.
Oh,
That just
no.
means that you're new and it's fabulous.
Yeah.
Welcome to the chat, but
Yeah.
so the exposure is growing, and gotta love that, Gotta love
Yeah,
that.
and hopefully, when I was watching, saw the super chats flying. So hopefully you broke all kinds of records there. Saw that one dude drop a 500 on yous, which was more than well deserved. A
Well,
few people dropping hundreds.
that was Rob Karsten.
That's our sponsor.
That's our
That's
sponsor from
Vitacell
Vitacell.
Biologics. He's just
Oh,
he loved what was going on, and he wanted to just
he was very
chime
excited.
in real quick. But yeah, he's awesome, man. He sent us a very positive text today, and I feel like that partnership's going to stay for a long time. So
yeah.
That's what we want to hear. That's what we want to hear.
Thank you for putting the word out there, because all of the support that our sponsors or any sponsors of any arm wrestling events, all the support that they can get only helps the sport to grow more, because it tells those sponsors they're putting their money in the right places.
Yeah, and for me, it's a no-brainer. Look, put aside what people think of you and Michael. Everyone knows I'm a massive flag bearer of the Tods. Everyone knows I love the Tods. But regardless of that, we got an event for free. It took me, I reckon, 33 seconds to send that email to buy to Vitacell. You know what I mean? Now, imagine if that, if 2,500 people all send an email. Imagine them going to work Monday morning and even getting 1,000 emails. Thanks, arm wrestling. Thanks for sponsoring the Monsters. Thanks for sponsoring the Monsters. Then they stay on for another 12 to 24 months, and then you and I having a chat reviewing Monster Factory 40. I just think for some people, I get messages all the time. I'm not sure if you guys are like, sorry, Jake, that I can't super chat and things like that. I just can't afford it. Well, everyone can afford an email. Everyone can just afford to say, even if it's messaging you guys, hey, Mr. and Mrs., thank you for the event. Loved it. Thought it was cool. Also, you know what I mean? It's like okay. Wow, I didn't realize we were reaching Uruguay and Bosnia. Oh, awesome. Or more Australians. And then, suddenly you speak to Vitacell and they're like, not only were we happy, but we just got 500, 1,000 emails or comments on our social media saying thank you for supporting the Monster Factory. So, if you haven't already, guys, go wherever you can find them. Just say thanks for sponsoring the Monster Factory. And then, of course, if you're going to buy any of it, Monster code, password, Monster or Monster 20, get in there.
I think it's just Monster.
Yeah,
just Monster.
Just Monster.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But did you guys, when you sit back now and it's morning and you've seen your Roman Emperor singing in the backyard with the sun on him, do you feel that it was a huge success?
Yeah, I really do. Yeah. I put it in the win column for sure. Everything, like I said, everything went well. There are always things that we can improve on. Nothing was catastrophic. It was all good. A lot of fun. So we do have a little bit different things coming for Monster Factory 5, and Michael is certain that it's going to make it even bigger and better. And I'm like, but I like my little clothes, clothes room, stuff like that.
Giving away stuff.
I'm not, but because I like the way things are, I don't want it to change, even if it is for the better, So anyways, I definitely put it in the win column, and I just think that we're getting more comfortable with it, so that makes it go easy.
And we're still aiming September 16th?
Do what?
Are we still aiming for September 16th for the next Monster Factory?
Yes, it's going to be September 15th and 16th.
Now, the 15th,
the 15th is
something special.
Something special. Well, the 16th is anytime we have our athletes, it's something special too. But the 15th is going to be something out of the ordinary.
Try and guess, everyone in the chat. Try and guess what this something special is.
Yeah, so that will just be a part of
Am I going to be releasing some stuff to members this week? Is that what you wanted? Because you said
Yeah, I want to get out there and in the daylight to talk about it. So
Okay.
we're gonna chat with our members on the Monster Factory. We're gonna chat with them a little bit about what's going on. I can't give it all away because we do want it to like there to be some level of excitement and secrecy and planning on or people chatting about what could this mean.
That's
But
right. We love a teaser. We want them wanting more
Yeah.
all the time. Absolutely. And then and then it will give everyone things to talk about. I think it's a great way to do it. You're giving a reward to your members for being with you. Gives them something to talk about, and you're keeping them in the loop. But you can't tell them everything. I think it's great.
Yeah, I'm super excited about it. And people are like, "Why do you keep saying super?" Because I'm super fucking excited.
Super is the best word to describe how we feel about our excitement.
No, I think it was a great event. I really appreciate you guys in bed just wanting to relax from a massive weekend. So I really appreciate you guys just quickly jumping on the show and having a laugh from what everyone has been saying. Everyone's going to have their little bits and pieces. Unfortunately, Michael's mic was too close to his mouth, so it was a bit distorted when he was talking because he's got a big voice like me. I can't have a microphone near me. Like my microphone now is maybe almost a meter away from me because of my loud voice. I thought the transitions were well. I'm big on, but this is a personal thing. I'm not sure what the chat said. I love when the crowd lose it. But then by the time the cameras come back to you, the match is over. You know what I mean? The match is over, and then they're just back to they're talking to each other about the match. Oh man, did you see that? But we don't get that. But that's a personal thing. Stream was well. I was speaking to Robert Kelly, and he said they were the same cameras, but it looked like a better camera on the commentators than the pullers. It was really weird.
It's lighting. So we had when Michael made this Monster Factory, when he built this one, didn't really think about the lighting great. So if you noticed on Friday night, we were yellow, and that's because of the background lights behind us have a yellow tint to them. So it cast that on us when the cameras were pointing at us. Well, Rob fixed that by bringing in lights specifically for us to kind of light us up, put a little filter, I think maybe on his lens or something that I absolutely loved because it took 10 years off my face. So it is the same cameras. And then they had even more lighting on the table up front. So it's never going to look exactly the same from the table to the commentating table because of the different lighting that
currently
is behind
it
us.
Won't.
Currently.
If there was something different about the Monster Factory that had different lighting, then maybe we'd have a different feel, which potentially could be something that was coming.
What, better lighting? That's a big surprise.
That could be it.
But that's what I mean. I do suggest to people. That's why I have reviews and I'm like, hey everyone, tell me what you thought of the event in the comments. But because there's always a reasoning for some things. People are like, oh, Monster Mogul Todd wanted the better camera on him. I'm just thinking, no, that's not the reason, guys.
Monster Mogul Todd doesn't care about the camera on him. Mrs. Monster cares a great deal. Okay.
I tell you what you are. You don't care a great deal because we spoke about this 2 days ago. But someone's just given a super chat. Rebecca versus Jody. Again.
That's so funny.
I love that you guys are really tenacious about suggesting that to happen. But here you go. Jody wins. She wins. She wins. She wins. She wins. She wins. All right. There's nothing fun about that.
Never gonna happen.
It's not gonna happen.
It's not gonna happen. We spoke about it during the week.
Yeah.
It is brilliant. But the more important question he really wants to know is Michael laying there naked?
Yes.
100%.
Yeah.
If I'm home and I'm in my bed, I do not have clothes on.
He's covered up.
Yeah, I didn't say I was.
Yeah, I'm the same. I'm the same. Absolutely. It's I've had to start wearing clothes to bed now because when sometimes if our little daughter can't sleep and she sleeps in bed with us. I like to make sure I got pants on, but no, it's
Right.
but I'm the same. I'm the same as you, Michael. If I'm in my own bed and I'm not going to be in there all night, absolutely, you just wear nothing. Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm a nothing pretty much all day long unless I got to do something. You know, like I have my own little nudist colony here. You know.
I hope one day, just for the laughs, that you forget that the Monster Factory happened, and then Michael just starts strutting around the kitchen, and like Adam or Phil come out and go, oh, so that's why they call you the Monster. Oh, okay. Put the pants on.
Well, I don't want to monopolize any more of your time because I know that you're talking about East versus West, which I hope all of you have.
We're going to wrap up the show when you guys jump off.
Okay, well, I hope all of you have got your pay-per-view for that because that's going to be exciting times. We've already got ours here. Cannot wait to watch that. But before I sign off, I have to tell you. So I told you Arden was in our house. He didn't stay here, but of course he was here. Went hiking with us today, and the Latonas stayed here. I have never laughed so much in
between Jason and Artem.
They're so
my abs are probably going to be sore.
Yeah,
those guys are hilarious.
It is so much fun. I mean, we have just had this has just really been a very fun time. There's usually a lot more stress.
We don't know if it was less stress because of how things went down or less stress because I wasn't competing or what.
Both,
but this really was just a fun weekend, you know. So
we had a good time.
If they continue to be this much fun, hell, we'll just do them every week.
Every week.
And also it's your fourth rodeo. So I think like some of the minuscule things would be a lot easier. And then for you to let go and trust Robert Kelly to do that, you know what I mean? It's one less stress. So maybe that's why as well, because you guys know what you're doing now, and it clearly shows each and every event something's improved. So I think you guys are doing fantastic.
Well, I really appreciate the kind words, and I am looking at all the suggestions that come from people. And like you said, there's always a slight reasoning behind what happens. If something's not perfect, there's a slight reasoning behind it. And then sometimes it's just that, no, that's exactly the way that we wanted it, and that's how we'll keep it, as far as like being able to see the crowd. I do think you made me think of something, though. See, you gave me a suggestion and probably didn't even know it. I think a replay camera set on the crowd so that it can replay when they do go wild, so that you guys can see their reaction to it. I think that's a fantastic idea.
That's actually pretty good.
I think that's a fantastic idea because
it could be in the bottom corner. You show the replay of Dustin coming in and just getting that press, or them two stuck in the middle, and then I'm seeing everyone go like that, because I'm, you know, here in Australia, you know, we got 80,000 seat stadium, so we're losing. And I grew up watching pro wrestling. You know, when Michael goes to the pro wrestling events, they're all losing it all the time. The NBA. So I'm big on that. I love the WAL and things like that. So then when we have this awesome match, Michael's going off in the commentary. He's like, "Oh my God, how good was that match?" and things like that. But then the people in the background, they've already come down from what just happened. So
I think that would be a fun thing to have. So would you recommend it showing it live in the bottom corner, or just as a replay when they show the replay of the actual?
It's a tough one, because you don't, obviously live is always better, but we didn't know. I mean, if they went through the card, they would have thought Roman 3-0. You know what I mean? So you don't know when to have the crowd, but I reckon trial the replay, because in my opinion, so like I've started filming like a King of the Table. Coach Ray and I, we have a camera and we film our reactions, and everyone's like, that should be in the bottom corner. And I'm like, no, because it's about the athletes. Because what will then tend to happen, I think if you have it in the bottom corner, people might go overboard and take the attention off the athletes. But I reckon if you trial a replay and then, you know, right, we've got this absolute, like when Brent and Dan Mosier round one, like Uncle John almost fell off our chairs. Like I got a wall here. Like I was like,
We
"Whoa,
did
what do you
too.
mean? I baked everything."
Yeah, and Michael Todd was so excited next to us. Y'all probably could tell because he was just absolutely losing his mind. And then to watch Daniel Mosier actually win in an endurance match, was that round
Yes.
2?
Oh, it's round 1.
Round 1.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah, the fact
impressive.
that he forced a hook, I'm like, oh my God, I've never
Yeah.
seen that in my life,
It was crazy.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
Yeah,
But it was
so then if we showed a replay of that, because then it would look better, because then you've got Michael up and about. He's like, oh my God, and then the crowd behind him, and now Phil's not sitting on the couch, Phil's standing up, and everyone's like they're looking and cheering on this amazing match. I think you should trial it for the next one. I think it'd be good. But last question before you guys go. Devon has unleashed his party arm. Is there a future battle at the Monster Factory with these two old battle axes, as in Michael and Devon left arm?
You can never tell what might happen in the future. That's not in our plans right now, but I can't say no that it won't happen.
Never say never.
Yeah, and the thing is that of course Michael's always thinking about future matches that he might want. But as soon as Monster Factory wraps up, we're thinking about the athletes that we've already had, what matches we can get for them in the future, and what other athletes we want to have on the card. So he's not thinking about himself just at this point.
I will tell you, I'm probably going to be left-handed at Monster Factory 5. In what I would think would be a pretty significant match. So yeah, my left arm will be on display Monster Factory 5. The right, it obviously won't be ready then. It'll be back to training then. So I don't know when we'll get to see the right arm in action. I'm hoping by the end of the year. I have some ideas of something. But yeah, we'll just see how recovery
we're taking
goes.
that one day at a time.
100%.
Yeah.
Oh, that is hilarious. But get your wrinkled shirts out, because left arm pressing is coming back in with Michael Todd. It's going to be brilliant. Everyone's just been awesome in the chat. Thank you so much for another awesome event. I've said it to you off camera. I've said it to you on camera. You guys deserve all the success that you're having, and I hope it triples, quadruples, times by a billion. I believe you're two awesome people. I can't wait till America changes the rules so I can come to a Monster Factory and see it all for myself. It's on my bucket list.
Is it not changing in May?
I thought it changed.
So during your event, apparently the CDC backflipped and said they're not allowing unvaccinated. So it's supposed to be May 11th, because then I've been talking to Tim Talmadge about Arizona State, and then someone sent CDC sticks with COVID vaccine requirement for travelers coming to the US.
Wow.
God.
Yeah, well.
So
they're a wrench in some things.
It can. It throws a big wrench in a few of our plans, but
yes.
We'll see. Yeah.
That's why I thought I would probably should have told you off camera. But yeah. That's a bit of a it was just doing it during, because I was getting excited. Here we go. We're up and about. Because I just can't wait to get to America. I want to spend a few weeks there and travel around. But yeah, that's so. Who knows? Things just might change. I'm still optimistic.
Well, that sucks. I hope they
that comes back around. So we'll see. But yeah, let him get going.
Okay.
But yeah.
All right, you guys be blessed.
Thank you so much, guys. Have a good rest. Well deserved, and we'll speak to you guys soon.
All right, take care, buddy.
Thank you. Bye.
And see you guys. We'll wrap up the show there. How can you hate those two? How can anyone hate those two? You need to clip that. They're lying in bed and they're like, we'll come on and we'll hang out we'll hang out with the Aussie arm wrestler while he talks about the Monster Factory. Hey, how can you hate them two? They are brilliant. Another successful event. We will wrap up the show there. What a better way to wrap it up than having the owners, the runners, Mr. and Mrs. Monster on the show. Really appreciate it. Once again, Michael and Rebecca, thank you for your time. We'll wrap up the show. Guys, I love you all so much. Maximum Bang Monday tomorrow. It's going to be a ripper show. We're going to go through the East versus West card, and you better believe it, there will be some mega caption games. We love it. I found a couple of good ones. Actually, I found about another 10 or 15 good ones. See you later, guys. We'll take care. See you all for Maximum Bang Monday. I love you.